Reading is the most fundamental aspect of learning that enables a person to unravel a whole new ideas, facts, and details that will later benefit their life. Mastering the necessary reading skills are extremely crucial to create substantial and well-developed ideas. As technical skills required to map out a piece of writing information are developmentally progressing, the techniques and abilities required to dissect the integrated messages of the text are marching towards greater complexity. School pupils are taught to read and understand to a more advanced state with prior knowledge they have gained from previous experience, but some of them fail to show any measurable indicator of progress. So, what's causing this?
Failure of effective reading have always been associated with the inability to grasp the conceptual basis of different conceptual passages. Mainly, this is caused by weak development of lexical understanding. The constructions of long sentences packed with extensive vocabularies are becoming the norms in the literature world. To understand the closest meaning to the unfamiliar words, one must own a sufficient knowledge to understand most of the words found in the text and entire messages by analyzing the paragraph. Most of the time, authors prefer using words that precisely envisage the background drawings inside their mind to instantly connect their firm thought to the reader. Of course, specific meanings to specific purposes are heavily utilized, and this explains the usage of unfamiliar words that pupils do not usually hear every day is taking place. When given a text that does not match the level of their pre-existing vocabulary, the reading process is becoming a lot harder because they are devoid of sufficient mechanism needed to build a complete and accurate image toward the actual meaning of the sentence. Thus, full knowledge to a particular context is badly affected. Not only that, authors value a complex use of sentence organization, so difficulties to differentiate main idea, supporting idea, details, and examples are noticeably obvious. As a result, they will simply skip the rereading process, proceed with a poor skimming and scanning technique, puzzle everything closest to their understanding, and eventually not getting to decipher the embedded message correctly. Other than limited vocabulary, another factor in causing a negative performance of comprehension ability are poor semantic processing skills. Semantic processing is critical to allow a reader attempting to figure out the multiple layers of meaning of a sentence by placing it through contextual understanding. Good readers have great sufficiency to conduct an in-depth analysis onto a piece of information by combining every detail they have obtained from the past experience and linking them to make quality inference. People who cannot absorb the skill patterns otherwise, they create weak responses, delay flow of reading, and show link to not understanding to what is being presented in the reading materials. This is due to the lack of self-training throughout the process of observing experiences that ties together the effects of the element and correlation it with present knowledge. If the skill is not polished within the mental capacity among them, then downfall of comprehension development, insufficiency to digest the abstract concept of a question or a text, and dissolve competency to freely express idea can be expected.
Oh, hi. Okay, today I'm going to talk about the problem with understanding reading material. Okay, the solution is just having a proper reading strategy. A reader does not just skim through a text and not bother with other contents anymore, but readers can try to understand the text itself on a deeper level. An example of this is when a reader takes note of the words or phrases that they do not understand and try to decipher the meanings or find out what it means by checking the definition of the words. Although students understand better with explanation, uh, they understand the best when the words are explained by themselves. This also will further prove that knowing the meaning of the word itself is not enough, as the readers has to try to explain it fully definition of the word. The second solution is by having a lot of practice by using the words of the same category. This means that the readers have to broaden their understanding of that one word by getting know its semantic field. This is when the readers will automatically try to find out the words that are in the same category as the first word. For example, when a person is talking about ship, they will also mention oceans, sea, and waves, which means that these words are the semantic field of the word sea. This will further improve the ability of processing words semantically. And by having both of the solution acquired, it will be easier for readers to lessen their reading problems while having to understand a text, whether it is on a definition level or in more contextual level. I think that's all for me. Bye.
Hello, my name is Beatrice, and today I will be presenting on the interview part of the assignment. As for our interview, we hosted 2 interviews in which we had 2 respondents. We gave them a text which was divided into 4 parts, and then they were given 4 days to read the text accordingly. After that, we made a comparison from the first day to the 4th day, and these were the results.
What did you understand from the text?
What I understood from the text is that scientists thought it was possible to clone dinosaurs, but obviously you cannot do that because you don't have an actual dinosaur to clone. But they did try to find an alternative way to do that, which is to reverse engineer an animal that they have today. But the problem is that if you were to reverse engineer an animal you have today, for example, a chicken, that wouldn't make it a dinosaur. It would just make it a chicken that was, what do you call it? And wait, what was the word? That was reverse engineered like 66 million years ago. It doesn't have the exact DNA or component of a dinosaur.
What were the words you didn't understand from the text?
I only didn't understand one word, which was caveats. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it.
What did you assume the words meant based on the text?
I thought it meant like negative impacts based on the sentence.
The sentence you need to interpret is: an attempt to resurrect dinosaurs presents many caveats scientifically and ethically. Making things to put into zoos or amusement parks like Jurassic World likely isn't the answer.
What I assume it meant was that it basically says that an attempt to resurrect dinosaurs brings lots of negative impacts, even though it's for this, and brings a lot of negative impact because the sole purpose of wanting to resurrect dinosaur is to just see it. You're not actually going to use it for anything, and that brings a lot of destruction, so you shouldn't do it.
Did the reading strategy help to improve your understanding?
Yes, I understood the text better after using the reading strategy.
What did you understand from the text?
I understood that people who watched the Jurassic Park wanted to test out the science of making dinosaur come back to life, whether it was true or not. And there was this guy who said it was true, but then people found out that it wasn't because the amber, which is a tree resin, couldn't actually preserve the mosquito's soft tissue cell, which carries the DNA. So it completely debunked the guy's theory who said it was true. But they said just because that science isn't true doesn't mean that there aren't other science that could bring dinosaurs back to life.
What were the words you didn't understand from the text?
Words that I didn't understand was entomb and eocene.
What did you assume the words meant based on the text?
Entomb, it sounds like a tomb, so I assume it's like blood that's put under high pressure. Okay. That's what it sounds like. I thought eocene was like a name of something because in the text it was put in capital, so I didn't think much of it.
Hi, my name is Charmaine, and in the next clip, I will show the second respondent for our responses. What was your understanding of the text?
From my understanding, I think it's about the dinosaurs and the embers and the mosquito. I think that's all.
What were the words you didn't understand?
There are few words I don't understand. For example, husk, resin, and pigment.
What did you assume the words meant based on the text?
Based on the text, I think husk means bond, and resin is like when you use the mosquito spray, something from a spray can maybe, and pigment means a part of something.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thanks.
The first question is, what was your understanding of the final text?
I think it is about scientists wanting to clone the dinosaurs, but they can't. It's because you can't clone something that's extinct already.
So, what were the words that you didn't understand?
The only word I don't understand is caveat.
So, what did you assume the word meant based on the text?
I assume caveats mean effects.
Okay, so I'm going to pick one sentence from the text and I'm going to ask for you to interpret that sentence. The sentence is, as Dr. Malcolm says in Jurassic Park, just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
I think what the sentence is trying to say, even if you will be able to do something, it doesn't mean that you should. There's always other things to take into consideration. For example, if it's ethically correct or morally right for you to do so.
The final question is, did the reading strategy help to improve your understanding?
Yes, I did write new vocabularies every day, and it helped me with understanding text better.
Thank you. To conclude, both interviews went successful and the respondents managed to understand the text better by using the strategies that we have given. Thank you.
As for conclusion, we found that the lack of vocabulary among pupils is the aspect that contributes to a low understanding about what they are reading. So we have come out with two solutions to this issue, which are first, readers need to widen their vocabulary. Second, readers have to practice a lot more by using the words of the same category. The first solution requires readers to have a proper reading strategy. They should try to understand the text on a deeper level. They can do this, for example, take any words or phrases that they don't understand and look for its meaning. For second solution, it requires readers to practice a lot more by using the words of the same category. In other words, readers should broaden their understanding of one word by getting to know its semantic field. This will help readers to process the sentences not just on the definition level but also on the semantic level. This solution will help readers to understand more about what they are reading, whether it is on the definition level or in a more contextual level.